Black Mirror is here, everyone. I'm talking about Neuralink, Elon Musk's venture into turning us into real-life cyborgs. Because apparently smartphones weren't close enough. Soon you can have a tiny chip, no bigger than a quarter, nestled snugly in your noggin. For the ones who doesn't know, Neuralink is a company developing tiny chips implanted in the brain. These chips translate brain signals into commands for external devices. Supposedly, you could control a computer cursor with your mind, type just by thinking, control your music, appliances, or even your car with your mind and communicate telepathically with others. The chip is made of flexible biocompatible material and is implanted in the brain through a surgery. It has thousands of microelectrodes that connect to neurons, capturing their electrical signals to transmit them to an external device. The external device then decodes the neural signals and transforms them into commands. The idea is to bridge the human brain with computers, turning us into walking, talking cyborgs. The benefits sound like miracle cures. Restoring mobility to the paralyzed. Turning thoughts into texts faster than you can say autocorrect is the bane of my existence. And maybe, just maybe, downloading Spanish into your brain matrix style. Now, before you start planning your new superhuman life, let's hit the pause button. Because, my friend, every rose has its thorn. For starters, those grandiose claims? They're currently as thin as your patience when the Wi-Fi drops out. The tech's capabilities are, at present, more basic than a pumpkin spice latte. Think moving a cursor on a screen with your mind. That's it. You cannot download Xbox games into your subconscious. And then there's the whole it's a rich person's toy vibe. Because of course, in a world where not everyone can afford basic healthcare, let's introduce a tech that could widen that gap even further. Oh, and did we mention the potential for mind control by governments? How about the ads directly beamed into your brain? Yeah, because what we all need is more ads, right? Here's where it gets even juicier. The ethical dilemma surrounding Neuralink are like a buffet of brain teasers, literally. If your thoughts can be influenced by AI, what does that mean for free will? Are you still you if part of your brain is running on Musk operating system? And let's not even start on the invasive nature of the implant. I mean, signing up to have a piece of tech burrowed into your brain? That's a hard pass for anyone who's not into extreme body modifications, or even the ones who don't like skull drills. Now, this whole story wouldn't be complete without a plot twist, and this one is worthy of a daytime soap opera. The web of connections between Neuralink and the renowned neuroscientist Miguel Nicolelis. Three key figures at Neuralink share a past with Nicolelis: the ex-president Max Hodak, the co-founder Tim Hansen, and a current brainiac in the mix Dr. Joseph O'Herdy. They're not just random names in the Neuralink roster. They've actually studied under and worked with Nicolelis himself. It's like Neuralink's DNA has traces of Nicolelis's genius. But instead of a heartwarming reunion of minds, there's a bit of a chill in the air. Nicolelis, a pioneer in brain-machine interfaces, has raised an eyebrow at Neuralink's fanfare, hinting that what's being hailed as revolutionary might just be a remix of his decades-old hits. It's the kind of drama that makes you want to grab popcorn. As the line between student and master blurs, leaving us wondering. In the quest for the future, have we forgotten to acknowledge the shoulders of the giants on which we stand? What a shame, guys. Let's talk more about Neuralink's flair for the dramatic, with more secrets than a high school diary. The company's approach to transparency is like that friend who says, "I have a huge secret, but I can't tell you except this secret involves drilling into your skull." The majority of what we know comes from tweets, which is less than reassuring. Scientific data? Peer-reviewed studies? Those are apparently optional in the world of billionaire tech ventures. Musk talks about these chips like they're the next step in evolution, but let's be real. It's giving very much mad scientist vibes.
It's alive! It's alive!
Why go all in on brain implants when there are less invasive options available? Nicolelis, the neuroscientist who's been in the brain game long before Musk decided to crash the party, looks at Neuralink and sees a tech version of reinventing the wheel, except the original wheel didn't risk giving you meningitis. He's championing non-invasive brain-computer interfaces BCIs, which, by the way, don't require you to sign up for potential brain infections or, death. His Nicholas Institute is all about making BCIs that are safe, ethical, and won't turn you into a science experiment. Speaking of risks, let's not gloss over the potential party crashers' infections. The thought of getting a brain chip might sound cool until you realize that implantation isn't a fancy word for magic. It involves real surgery, real risks, and real bacteria that didn't get the memo about not crashing the neural party. And if things go south, you could be dealing with everything from a pesky infection to, in the worst-case scenario, bidding adieu to the mortal coil. But it's not all doom and gloom. Remember those non-invasive BCIs Nicolelis is working on? They're like the cool cousin of Neuralink's invasive nightmare. No surgery, lower costs, and you don't have to worry about turning into a plot point in a sci-fi horror story. Sure, they might not let you download French in your sleep yet, but they also won't leave you worrying about your brain chip getting hacked or turning into a petri dish for bacteria. So here we are, standing between groundbreaking innovation and potential technological horror story. Neuralink's ambitions could change the world, but at what cost? As we reflect on the future of human-computer interfacing, let's not forget the wisdom of our cyberpunk forefathers. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. In the meantime, let's keep our brains chip-free and our humor intact. Because in a world where billionaires tweet about brain implants like they're the latest iPhone update, laughter might just be the best medicine. Or at least the best defense against the dystopian tech drama unfolding before our eyes. Neuralink is the tech world's latest obsession, but it's also a giant red caution sign about rushing headlong into the future without considering the consequences. It's a reminder that sometimes the most advanced tech isn't just about what it can do, but what it should do. So let's keep our brains in our skulls and our thoughts to ourselves for now, shall we? After all, isn't it more fun to speculate wildly and crack jokes on the internet than to live in a world where your brain can be hacked? I thought so. Now, excuse me while I go update my privacy settings. Again. Alright, Team Internet, Neuralink's got us wondering if we're upgrading our brains or just jailbreaking them for Elon's amusement. Ready to chime in, or are you waiting for the chip to do it for you? Hit us with your best or worst takes in the comments, and let's make sure our future doesn't get decided by the same folks who thought Grimes and Elon was a good idea.